Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. We will be reading the book, Dad's First Day. Don't you just love a book that has a surprise twist in it? Well, this is one of those books. I don't want to give away what the surprise is, so we're going to start reading. But pay attention to what that surprise twist is and how the author builds up to that surprise twist because we will be talking about it at the end of this story. I hope you enjoy it. Dad's First Day by Mike Wohnoutka. This is Oliver, and this is Oliver's dad. All summer, they played together, laughed together, sang together, and read together. When summer was over, it was time for Oliver to start school. Are you ready for school? Yes! The night before school started, Oliver and his dad got ready. Yum! Yum! Arg, maybe. On guard! Perfect! Perfect! On the first day of school, Oliver's dad didn't feel good. My tummy hurts. It's okay, Daddy. You're just a little nervous. Come on, let's go. We don't want to be late for the first day of school. But Oliver's dad had a few things he needed to do before they left. Daddy, what are you doing? We need to go now. So Oliver's dad hid behind the couch. Oliver found him. He hid inside the closet. Oliver found him. He hid outside. Daddy! Oliver found him and dragged him to the car. Oliver's dad drove very slowly. You're probably going to really miss me when you're at school, Oliver. Sure, Daddy. When they got to school, Oliver ran to his classroom and met his teacher. So nice to meet you, Oliver. My tummy really hurts. Then it was time to say goodbye. Bye, Daddy. Daddy? 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 Bye, Daddy. The teacher walked Oliver's dad outside. Oliver's dad drove home. He couldn't stop thinking about Oliver. He worried about Oliver. He missed Oliver, and his tummy really, really hurt. Then he realized, I'm not ready for school. Oliver's dad drove back to the school. He ran to the classroom, and just before he opened the door, he stopped. He couldn't believe what he saw. Oliver was playing. He was laughing. Then he was singing and reading. Oliver's dad smiled. Oliver and his dad were ready for school. Good job, Daddy. After the first day of school, they celebrated until their tummies hurt. So, what was the surprise twist in this story? Can you whisper it into your hands? Ready, set, share. Okay, thank you for sharing. So, yeah, this was sort of a silly story, right? Because someone was nervous for school, but it wasn't who you would expect. You would expect the kid in the story to be nervous to start school. But was the kid in this story nervous? No. In fact, let's look back. On this page, it says, on the first day of school, Oliver's dad didn't feel good. My tummy hurts. It's okay, Daddy. You're just a little nervous. Come on, let's go. We don't want to be late for the first day of school. So, how does Oliver seem to feel about going to school for the first day of school? I want you to call it out in 3, 2, 1. He feels excited. Yes, Oliver is excited for the first day of school. But how does his daddy feel? Call that out in 3, 2, 1. His daddy feels nervous. Can you make your best nervous face? Yeah, he feels nervous. He has a tummy ache. And let's see the things that he does because he's nervous about the first day of school. Here it says, but Oliver's dad had a few things he needed to do before they left. Do you think that his daddy really needed to finish this puzzle? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Thumbs down, right? I think he was really just trying to delay having to leave to drop Oliver off for the first day of school. And now this is where things get really ridiculous. Because now the father is hiding. He hides behind the couch. He hides in the closet. He hides outside. And then finally, what happens? Do you remember? Let's look. That's right. Finally, Oliver has to drag his daddy to the car so that his daddy could drive him to school. And then look at what happens here. Does Oliver seem nervous to go to school? No, again, here he seems excited. He tries to say goodbye to his daddy, but what does his daddy do? Yeah, his daddy just squeezes him tighter and tighter. And then look here, his daddy is crying. This is so silly. Now his dad goes home and he tries to go about his daily chores, raking the leaves, hanging up laundry, but then he realized that he is not ready for Oliver to be at school, right? It says, I'm not ready for school. So what does he decide to do? You're right. Yep. He gets back in his car and he drives right back to school. But then what finally makes Oliver's dad feel better? Let's take a look. Well, he sees what a great time Oliver is having at school. Oliver is playing, he's laughing, he's singing, he's reading. So, how do you think Oliver's dad feels here when he smiles? Call out how you think he's feeling here in 3, 2, 1. Did you say happy? I agree. I think once his dad sees what a great time Oliver is having at school, he's happy for his son. And look at how he's walking out of the school now. Look at how his chest is held high. I think another word that could describe how he's feeling is proud. He's proud of his son for doing such a great job in school. And then look at what the author does here. I thought this was kind of cool how the author chose to end this story. At the end it says, "Good job, Daddy." And then it says, after the first day of school, they celebrated until their tummies hurt. Now, do you remember earlier in the story where the daddy's tummy hurt? You do? Thumbs up. Why did the daddy's tummy hurt earlier in the story? Can you whisper it into your hands? Did you say his tummy hurt because he was feeling nervous? Yes, you're right. Earlier in the story, the daddy's tummy hurt because he was feeling nervous. But now, why do their tummies hurt? Both of their tummies hurt. Yes, because they're both eating ice cream until their tummies hurt to celebrate. I thought that that was kind of a fun way to wrap up this story. So remember, if you are going to school, if you're starting school for the first time or you're going back to school, you might not be the only one who's nervous. Or maybe you're not even nervous at all. Maybe you're feeling excited. But your mommy or your daddy, they might feel a little nervous too. You know, feeling nervous is a natural thing when we are dealing with any kind of change. It's natural to sometimes feel nervous, but it's important to remember that everything is going to be okay. So what advice would you give the daddy from this story? If you were his son Oliver, what would you tell his daddy before going to school? Would you please turn and share that advice either with someone near you, or if you don't have anyone near you, you could share with a stuffed animal or an imaginary friend. What would you say to the daddy? Pretend that the daddy is right in front of you, and what would you say? Go ahead and share in 3, 2, 1. Stop, look, and listen. I know I would tell this daddy, don't worry, it's okay if you feel a little nervous, but I'll be back home before you know it. And I'm going to go off to school and I'm going to learn so many great things and do so many wonderful things, and I'll get to tell you all about it later. I might also tell the daddy, take a deep breath, breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. And I might also tell Daddy to find something fun to do while I'm at school to maybe get his mind off of thinking about how nervous he is. So I hope that you enjoyed this story. And if you are starting school, I hope you have a really great start to your school and a wonderful, wonderful school year. Bye-bye, everyone. I hope to see you next time.